Today I've got for you a great 30-minute butt and core workout. You don't need any equipment, just a good attitude, maybe a little bit of laughter like her, a mat, no shoes, they're not necessary either. If this is your first time with us, I'm Kori Boggs. This is our daughter. She loves to join into the video. I'm personal trainer here at BeneFitness. Here at BeneFitness, we are all about you and your fitness journey, wherever that may be. We have workouts like this one. We also have some exercise tips and also some nutritional tip videos as well. So check those out after this, and you find your mat, maybe a towel if you would like, and let's do this. We're gonna start warmed up on the ground. We're just gonna do some hip openers. I'm gonna use a mat today. If you have a mat or a towel, that's great. We're gonna start on the ground with 90-degree angles with the front and back knee. We're just gonna do some movement through our hips. So you're gonna lean over, you're gonna put your left knee forward, put your left hand outside your knee, right hand outside your foot, and you're just gonna dive over that front shin. Then you're gonna sit nice and tall. You're gonna straighten that front leg and hinge over. And then we're gonna bend that left leg again, so it's at 90 degrees. And then you're gonna keep both feet planted, bring your knees up and over. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So your left hand outside your right foot, right hand outside your right knee. Reach your chest over that back, that front shin. Then we're gonna straighten that front leg. And then we're gonna bend it. We'll go up and over. Hands up, move through those hips one more time. So hands on the outside of your foot and your knee. Reach your chest forward and down. Sit tall, straighten your front leg. Stretch your hamstring, reach your chest towards your toes reaching towards your heart. Bend your front leg. Take your hands off the ground, keep your feet planted, up and over, last one. So hands on the outside of your foot and your knee, reach your chest forward. Bend your front leg, straighten your front leg, sorry. So now pull your toes towards your heart reaches towards your toes. And then bend your leg again. And then up and over. All right, those are a nice little hip warm up. We're gonna start today, we will be standing. We're gonna have 6 movements. We're gonna do all on the right side, all on the left side, back to right, back to left. It's gonna be for 30 seconds with a 10-second transition in between each one. I'll show you quickly the 6 movements. Again, you probably won't remember them all, which is totally fine. First one is we're gonna do a curtsy lunge to a leg lift. So we're gonna keep our right leg planted for the entire round. We're gonna do our curtsy lunge. Then we're gonna come right up to a balance into a leg lift. So that's exercise number 1. Exercise 2, we're gonna balance on that right leg. We're gonna hinge over, and we're gonna do a kickback. Exercise 3, we're gonna put this toe down, and we're gonna do a B stance squat. From there, we come down to the ground. We're gonna do, with the right leg, we're gonna do a kickback, or a straight kick up. That's 1. Number 2 is going to be a fire hydrant, or I guess this is number 5. And number 6, we're gonna keep that leg straight, and we're gonna make rainbows. So we're gonna do all 6 of those on the right, all 6 on the left, back to right, back to left, okay? That's our first pattern. It's about 16 minutes of work. So let's start standing. With our curtsy lunge, let's all have our right leg is the one that's not moving right now. So your curtsy lunge, make sure this left knee comes in line with your right heel. You're gonna press up to a balance, and you're gonna raise your leg up. So we are using a bit of this hip here. Okay, so you can put your hands at your heart center and balance. Notice send your hips back. Find your stability in this right leg. We're just getting warming up through those hips. So we're gonna be lots of movement today. No impact today. We're just focusing on quality movements. Lighten up the booty for the first half of class. Second half, we will do our core. All right, so now we're gonna keep our weight in our right leg. I'll turn sideways so you can see me. I'm gonna hinge slightly over. My left foot stays off the ground. I'm gonna kick my left foot straight back. Pull my knee to meet my right knee. Kick back. So now we're stabilizing through the right. It's gonna start firing up. Think about your spine being long. Your head is reaching up and forward, back and in. So you can go as slow as you want. Kick it back. That left side, it's not gonna be too fatiguing. What's really happening is that right stabilizing one is starting to fire up. Nice long spine. All right, now we're gonna do a B stance squat. So now our weight is still in our right leg. We're gonna come to the tiptoe of the left. It's about in line with your back heel or your right heel. You're on your tiptoes. I want you to sit down as low as you can. This tiptoe, you're not taking much weight into it. So now we're sitting low, doing a B stance squat. So it's kind of like a single leg squat, with added support. Draw your navel in, especially at the bottom. Down and up, draw, and then press through that heel of the right foot so you don't find yourself shifting your weight forward. These happen in squats. Sometimes people come straight forward. Sit back with a little bit more booty. All right, down on all fours. We're gonna kick back with our right heel. We're gonna keep our knee at 90. Think about holding a towel between your knee and between your knee, so your calf and your hamstring are pulling towards one another. If you want to add a little bit of extra challenge at this point, you can tent your left fingertips. Tent them so you don't put much weight here. Or you can take your left hand, touch your right elbow. We're gonna add some core element in it by adding this 2-point stance. 4 more seconds. Find that pattern, draw your navel in especially. All right, so now we're going to start with our knees lined up. You can keep your hands again down. I'll come kind of sideways so you can see this one. We're gonna do fire hydrants. Still think about, you have a towel behind that knee. Raise up. If you wanna add that stability element core challenge, you can tent your left fingertips. So notice my fingertips are just tented. Or you can take your left hand to your left elbow. Give me those fire hydrants. It doesn't allow you to reach that leg up. It forces you to only move in the pattern that works for you, so you don't compensate. Almost there. Okay, final one with this right side. So now your right leg is straight out, point your toe. I want you to really focus on squaring up those hips. Don't let them raise up, especially if you add that hand to the elbow. And we're gonna make a rainbow. So we're gonna tap to the left side of our body, up and over as high as you can, staying stable to the right side of our body. That's it, drive with that heel up and over. I really like this tenting or placing your hand on your elbow because it forces you not to compensate by getting an arched back. Sometimes when we do these on all fours, glute exercises, we end up just really overarching our back and the movement's happening through the spine rather than the glute. All right, those are our 6. We're gonna do the same thing on the left side. Okay, we're gonna start with our curtsy to lateral lunge. So left side, exact same exercise. We're gonna go to our curtsy, bounce on that left side, raise that leg up. If you wanna pause for a second, that works great. Down and up. If you feel like you have the pattern, rock it out. Focus on your weight, especially in that curtsy lunge. Although your toe comes to the side, your hips are still square, my weight is still over that left leg. That right leg is just a kickstand. We don't put much weight in it. Curtsy to lateral leg raise. Then we'll go right into our kickbacks. All right, so now we're going to come into that hinge pattern, still left leg. So even if you want to just hinge over first to find that your spine is nice and long, we're gonna take that right foot off the ground. And we're just gonna kick straight back and then knee to meet knee. Kick back, knee to meet knee. Try not to let your spine start arching and rounding over as we kick back and get sloppy. Think about a long spine, tall posture. Sometimes even if you want to reach your arms overhead, forces you to stay long in that spine. It's totally up to you. Just another variation that works for some people. Kick back, pull that knee in, kick back, knees meet to knees. Your hips are square. All right, now our B stance squat. So now remember your right toes line up with your left heel. You're in your squat pattern, but all your weight is on that left side, hands at heart center, and down and up. So your tiptoes here aren't taking very much weight. We're still working that left side. Focus on sitting back into the heel. Good. If you start finding yourself with your knee drifting forward, your body's upright more, you're gonna get more quad dominant in this, so we really wanna focus on sitting back. Think about your butt reaching back and down. It'll just help activate the glutes a little bit more in this squat pattern. All right, now we're going back down to the ground. Let's do our kickback. So think about you have a towel behind your knee, like I'm squeezing it. Now I'm gonna come straight up and back down. My heel drives to the ceiling. If you wanna add that core element that resists that overarch, because we don't wanna do this like arching pattern, tent your right fingertips, so your right fingertips are tented, or take your right hand and touch your left elbow. So it would look like this if you're in this way. So I'm here and I'm just nice and controlled. Down and up, that left booty is firing up. We're not arching through our back. We're keeping our ribs tucked down and our shoulders are square. Okay, we have our fire hydrant. So we're going, if you want to just jump right in, you don't have to take that 10-second break. Think about a towel is being held behind your knees. Open and close it. Your spine is long. Don't be looking down underneath your armpits at your legs. You should be gazing at your fingertips or slightly in front of them. Use that hip muscles, your glutes. Bring that knee up. Almost there, 5 seconds. Push the floor away. All 5 finger pads if you just have one hand down, gripping the floor. Okay, kick that leg straight out. You can point your toe. So first, when your leg is out, make sure your hips aren't offset. Square them up. You got your inner thighs zipping between one another. And then tap to the right side of your body. Up and over, draw a big rainbow with those toes to your left side of your body. You're resisting that motion so then my weight doesn't shift back to this foot. I really have to stay stable, especially by having this hand off. It forces that control element. Especially too when you come to that left side, it's like, oh, I'm gonna drop my foot. Nope, I'm gonna control it. Feel it in your core and obliques. All right, back up. So we did all the right 6, all the left 6. Let's do it all again. So curtsy on the right side, so right leg stays planted. Hands at heart center, you're gonna curtsy it. Balance, leg raise. Curtsy, leg raise. Don't put much weight in this back leg. When it comes back, it's just about 30%. You should not be shifting your weight back and pushing off that back leg. Raise that leg up. Notice how my foot is just slightly outside my body. I'm not turning my hips open. When I drop down, my back left knee is in line with my right heel. All right, so we're gonna do our hinge pattern. I'll turn sideways, so keep that left tiptoe on the ground for a second. Push your butt back, and then take your left foot off the ground, and then kick that leg straight back. Kick it back, keep those hips square. Your spine is long. You have a tall head, be nice and tall. If you want to add a different element of stability and control, reach those arms overhead. So if you take a peek, when your leg kicks back, you're at a straight line from your toes to your fingertips. As I look up at the camera, I get wobbly. So that's another element if you want to add it, or just keep your hands at your heart center. Great B stance squat. So now you're back to still on your right side. That left tip, those left toes line up with your right heel. And about your squat pattern, you're on your tiptoe. Sit, down and up. Keep your weight in the heel of your right leg. Obviously or obviously not, your big toes and your little toes still pressing into the ground, but your weight is in the heel of your right leg. Don't put much weight on this bent leg, on your tiptoes. It's there for support. It's there to help you stay stable, but it's not taking much weight. Great, down on the ground, on all fours. Let's do this, you guys. Okay, so we have our kickback. So think about a towel between your right leg. So that automatically just cockeye that back up. Then keep it like that as your heel rotates. You're rotating through your hip, heel reaches for the ceiling. If you would like, take your left hand, put it on your right elbow. If you don't feel in control of your body when you do that, please don't do that. Maybe start by just tenting your fingertips slightly in front of your shoulders so you have a little bit of support here. Good, focus on drawing your navel in. This is really gonna challenge that torso, surprisingly enough, because we're trying to resist the rotation of our hips. All right, so fire hydrants, you can keep everything lifted and jump right into your fire hydrants, or you can pause it for a second, reset up so you're nice and square. Remember, you have a towel behind that knee. Just think about it. I know I didn't ask anybody to bring any towels, so you don't need one at all. We're just kind of thinking like we're squeezing something. Try to get that hip high by staying stable and in control. If you have both hands down, sometimes fire hydrants, people end up shifting their weight over that left side and they just kind of move through this. As soon as you take that hand off, it forces that right side to go in the range of motion that you can without cheating. All right, we have our rainbows, last one on this right side. Kick that leg straight out, square up your hips, take your hand, put it on that elbow. Try to reach as far to the left as you can. Make a big rainbow up and over to the right. Rainbow, left to right, squeeze your tush. Lots of control happening right here. You can do it. Come on, stay focused in your movement pattern. Don't cheat, don't compromise. You can have your left foot tucked or untucked. It's up to you. Should have specified that earlier, sorry. Not a huge deal what you do. All right, same thing on the left side. Back up, let's do our curtsy to our lateral. So keep your hips square in this curtsy. Your left leg is planted. My right foot comes slightly outside my left, but my right heel lines up with my right knee lines up with my left heel. If you want to pause, find your balance. Down and up, pause. Down and up. Good work. 10 more seconds. Sit into the heel of your left foot. Feel that left booty. It should be burning by now. All right, we're doing our kickbacks. So you're on your left side, come to the tiptoe of your right, send your butt back. Your head is reaching forward. And now I want you to take your right foot off the ground, find your balance, kick that right foot back, pull your right knee to meet your left. Back and in. If you want to reach those arms up, palms face one another, biceps are in line with those ears, you can do that. Straight back, pull it in. Your back should not be arching. Your left booty should be firing as it's stabilizing in this movement. Whew. All right, B stance squat. So left foot is planted. Come to the tiptoe of your right should be lined up with that left heel. Hands at your heart center, down and up. Spread the floor with this left side so we don't find ourselves letting our knee dump in, okay? Sit into the heel. Your big toe and little toes are still planted into the ground of that left foot. We want all 3 points of contact. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Final 3 on the ground. All right, so squeeze the towel with that left knee. Take your right hand, touch that left elbow. Make sure you have a straight line through that arm, up and down. Squeeze that tush to get it up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Don't overarch your back. I love this hand up here because it really keeps me from having poor form and really just like kicking so high with that back. It keeps us really stable through our torso. Keep it up. All right, you can go right into your fire hydrants if you want, or just take a breather, put your knee down. I do encourage, especially the fire hydrant, to keep this hand slightly off the ground or tented, whatever point that you would like, so we don't just lean over and open these legs sloppily, okay? Take that right hand off the ground, long spine, work through that left hip. You have a pretend towel behind your knee. We're almost there. We have one more on this side, and then we're rocking out the core exercises. Stay focused. If your core's not already slightly fired up, we're gonna get ya. Okay, so leg is out, toe is pointed. Keep your hand off the ground if you'd like, or tented. Make big rainbows. Gaze slightly in front of your left fingertips. Control that left side, reach as far to the right as you can. Make a big rainbow as far to the left side as you can. Good work, we're almost there. Good, come on, you got this. All right, nice work. Booty section is done. We're gonna move on to core. We're gonna have 5 exercises. Time is a little bit different. I'm gonna change this so I don't forget when I push start. So we're gonna have 5 exercises, 45 seconds of work, 2 10-second rests. We're gonna be on the ground the entire time. We're gonna start with a basic plank. Planks are always great, especially if you're doing them right. So we're gonna interlace our fingers, elbows on the ground. We're gonna pull our elbows to our toes and plank it out. Exercise 2, we're gonna come to a side plank. I'll give a variety of variations as we get there. We're gonna reach overhead. We're gonna pull with an overhead reach. Exercise 3, we're gonna come back to a plank. We're gonna do elevated climbers. So I'll talk us through. We're gonna go to our wrist, up to our elbow, back to our wrist, and back switch legs. Then we're gonna do our other side plank and reach, Then we're gonna sit on our bum, roll into a ball, toes up, palms up. We're gonna open as far as we can to a hold. Oh, I almost rolled backwards. That's not what's supposed to happen. Okay, we're doing this type of a motion. I'll talk us through it when we get there. So let's all start with a basic plank position. On your forearms, the goal is to create your tension, not just hang out there, okay? 45 seconds. This is gonna be great. We're gonna do each exercise 2 times, okay? Forearm plank, everybody interlace your fingers. Your elbows are underneath your shoulders. Your feet are straight up and down. And now from here, I want you to drive the back of your knees to the ceiling. I want you to pull your elbows in the direction of your toes. I want your toes to be pulling towards your elbows. At this point, I am already shaking because I am creating that tension in my whole body. Push the floor away and then pull your elbows in the direction of your toes in the direction of your elbows. If you start feeling like your back is firing up or something's not right, put your knees down for a second, rest it, come right back up. 5 seconds, and 3, 2, 1, and rest. Forearm side plank, right side, let's all put on our right arm. You're gonna lift up. Your feet are stacked. We're gonna reach to a nice overhead side body stretch. Now we're gonna do a pull, elbow to your side, and reach. This is 45 seconds. Side planks are tough for 45 seconds. If you start feeling yourself sagging or getting lazy, bend this bottom knee and reach. So we're doing a supported side plank and reach. I'm sure it's not that you're getting lazy. I didn't mean to use that choice of word. I meant if your body's just feeling super fatigued, but you want to keep going, that would be a modification. You have 15 seconds. Pull, reach, and pull, reach, and pull. If you want more of a challenge, take that leg off the ground. That would be more of a challenge for you. These are all variations. You know what your body can do. All right, let's go into a straight arm plank now. We're gonna move our left foot first, so just follow along. Straight arm plank, your left knee is gonna pull in to your left wrist. Bring that left knee up to your left elbow, back down to your wrist, and then kick it back. So your right leg is going to your right wrist, right elbow, right wrist, and back. So left wrist, elbow, wrist, and back. Right wrist, elbow, wrist, and back. Left wrist, elbow, wrist, back. Right wrist, elbow, wrist, back. Left wrist, elbow, wrist, back. Right wrist, elbow, wrist, back. Left wrist, elbow, wrist, back. Last one, wrist, elbow, wrist, and back. Whew, shoulders, core, all the good things. Okay, left forearm plank, left side plank. Okay, so you're on your left forearm, hips up first. Reach your arm nice, straight overhead, bicep in line with that ear. Pull down, elbow to your side. Reach and pull, reach and pull. Come on, your hips are square, pressing forward. They're not arched back. We're not like looking down underneath our armpits. Open that chest up. If you need that modified version, it would be bending that bottom leg. It's at 90 degrees. You have a little bit extra support, so you have less weight hanging out in that side plank. So do what you can. Again, if you want to raise that top leg because you can, that would be a more advanced version. 2, 1. All right, on your bum. So your feet, your toes are together, your big toes, your heels are together, your knees are pressed together. Palms up, lean back as far as you feel in control of your body. Now let's all open our arms nice and slow. Don't roll backwards, and close them. Open nice and slow, hold, hold, hold. Your body's gonna wanna feel like backwards. Don't roll, close them. Open, this is a controlled pattern. And close. Open, tuck those ribs down. Your body's gonna wanna roll, don't let it. If you're though sitting up and you're like, I don't feel anything, Kori, my arms are just tired. Please lean back. Open, puff up your chest, close. Think about pinching your shoulder blades together. Open, close. Squeeze those knees together. Your big toes should be touching. Your heels should be touching. All right, you guys, let's do it all again. Last round. Back to your forearm plank. So if at any point in time you need to modify or set those knees down for 45 seconds, please do. Forearms, interlace those fingers, puff that chest up, pull your elbows towards your toes. Make sure your feet are pretty vertical to the ground. Sometimes people are really like this and their butt starts coming up, and then I see how my feet are like at an angle to the ground. We want to try to keep them nice and vertical. Pull your elbows towards your toes. The backs of your knees are pressing towards the ceiling. Your pelvis is tucked under. Think about your ribs slightly reaching towards the tops of your hips without letting that butt come up. That's not what we want to have happen. Gaze between your wrists. We're almost there. Come on, breathe. Yes. All right, side plank, forearm side plank. So you did it the first time. You know if you can hold it for the whole 45 seconds, awesome. If you need to modify for the whole 45, or go for part of it, and then when you feel like, oh man, I'm about ready to drop, then bend that bottom leg and use that for support. So reach overhead, lat pull down. Reach and pull, reach and pull. Big chest. Again, if this is not too bad for you, raise that top leg. We're gonna work your glutes and hips a little bit more with that elevated leg. It's totally up to you. It doesn't matter, stay flat with your feet stacked. Pull, reach, big chest, pull. Tuck your shoulders down your back. We don't wanna just be hanging out on our shoulder. You're in control of your body. All right, next one's gonna be a doozy. Okay, so I'm gonna call out the things like I did last time. Follow along, this is slow, this is controlled, this is not fast climbers, okay? We're gonna go with our left. Left, so wrist, elbow, wrist, back, right, wrist, elbow, wrist, back, left, wrist, elbow, wrist, back, right, wrist, elbow, wrist, back, left, wrist, elbow, wrist, back, left, right, sorry, wrist, elbow, wrist, back, left, wrist, elbow, wrist, back, right, wrist, elbow, wrist, back, left, wrist, elbow, wrist, back. You can do it, right, wrist, elbow, wrist, back, left, wrist, elbow, wrist, back. Woo. Man, I felt that one. Okay, side plank, we're almost there, you guys. A minute and a half left of work. We have our side plank, then our don't roll like a ball. Hips up, hips are forward, chest is open. Reach that arm overhead, pull elbow to your side. Reach, pull, reach, pull. Make sure your body's not rotating forward. Open up that chest, elbow to your side. Come on, you can do this. Woo. Last 22 seconds here. Come on, keep pushing. If you feel like really challenging yourself, raise that leg up. Keep it planted. Modify if you need. Come on, you can do this. Find the variation that works for you to push you to your limits in good form. And 3, and 2, and 1. All right, last. Don't roll like a ball. It's called like a roll into ball, but we don't want to roll like a ball, right? We want to stay. So heels together, big toes to touch, palms up and in front of you. Lean back, tuck your ribs down, open. Come on, pinch those shoulder blades down and close. Open, close. Inhale as you open. Exhale as you close. We're almost there. Close. You start to feel this in your low back. Come up a little bit higher. Really focus on tucking those ribs down, staying strong there. Open, close, open. Pinch those shoulder blades. Oh, I almost rolled backwards. Close, open, big chest, close, open, close. You are proud. You are tall in this posture. Come on, you can do it. And you are done. Good work, you guys. Thank you for joining Button Core today. Thank you for working out with me. Hopefully you got a good burn in your booty and your abs. She wants my microphone. She wants to talk to it, but we'll see if she does. So remember to like this video, subscribe to our channel if you did. You can see her grow up, as we have some old videos where she's a little baby and she's getting big. She didn't like that. But check out our other videos. and we'll see you next time.